used to that yet.
Go get used to it. Earlier today, the House passed the bill on the Memphis City School merger. It was strictly along party lines. Later today, I'm told, the City Council in Memphis will meet, likely will vote to just unilaterally give up the charge. My question to you, Governor, is do you plan to sign the bill to so when? Do you think, what impact do you think the City Council's move today will have on all this? And do you agree with the positions that Senator Ramsey, Senator Norris, and Representative Todd have made that the City School Board is the one that caused all this?
Yeah, no, I don't think that, okay? The answer to the last question, look, I'm going to try to be as direct as I can on your question because that's an incredibly important issue. And it doesn't just affect Memphis and Shelby County. Several things. Commenting specifically on the legislation that was passed, there's really 2 or 3 key elements. One of them is a slow down 3 years, let's figure this out before we do it. And I think all of us would agree that that's a good thing. Having a plan, the time to put a transition plan in place is important to do. My personal feelings that I expressed was 3 years felt a little long. It's a long time for a school system to be in limbo. But that being said, somebody smarter than me can figure out the right time. I would just encourage that committee when it gets in place to move with all due speed to not leave these children in limbo for that long a period. So if it takes 3 years, fine, but let's make it go as fast as it can. The other discussion was kind of the makeup of the committee, and I've said I'd like to see it have a little bit more city representation. I do have an appointment there, and I'll make certain that my appointment has a strong city feel to it there. The impact of the city councils, I don't really know. I can't comment legally there in terms of how does that change everything. So I won't attempt to do that. Here's what I think is getting lost in the whole argument. We're having an argument about jurisdiction, about how we're going to manage the process of educating. Really, we're about basically 150,000 kids. If you're not from about 105,000 Memphis City schools, about 45,000. These are rough numbers in Shelby County school system. Unique situation that they're combining in the survivor organization. If it happens that way, it's going to be the smaller organization. The 45,000 organization will be the survivor. There'll be probably, though, a new county school board makeup, so all that will look drastically different. But I do think this, I think we're having the wrong conversation. At the end of the day, the conversation is all about, the legal issues around it instead of how are we going to help educate all 150,000 of those children, and I mean all 150,000. And I actually would love to see this taken as an opportunity to say, all right, in the midst of all this, what do we really want to do here? How can we help here? And I think that's why you look at things saying some of the initiatives are already in place in Memphis. Gates came in with $95 million to fund a teacher effectiveness initiative, which actually became the model for Race to the Top for the state. It became the model, became the leading edge for Race to the Top. There are some really good things happening, but we also have some schools that none of us should or would accept for our children. And it is our obligation to make certain that the conversation comes back to being how do we provide the right education, the best education we can for every child in every school. That's what the conversation has to be, and that's what we hope to encourage and do everything we can to turn toward that. The legal issues, my personal opinion is they're going to end up being decided in a court at some point in time. In the midst of all that, our job is to come back and say, everybody, it sounds like a trite phrase just to say, well, what's the best for the children? But in this case, it really is about 150,000 kids. Many of them, like I said, I think I'm so right, notice you correct me if I'm wrong, Memphis City Schools actually has the highest poverty rate of any school system in the country. I think it's in the top 2 or 3. Okay, so when you look at that, so obviously lots of at-risk children that we need to address. Check me, I'm not sure it's the highest country, but I know it's at least in the top 2 or 3. But obviously, a lot of at-risk children, it's 95% free and reduced lunch. We have to have real workable answers, and I think that the discussion needs to be changed to how we do that.